I have liked Jason for 10 years. 4 years of business marriage with him. Son is 3 years old. I have a baby in my belly for 6 weeks. But his first love was not me. I thought that with my superior conditions. Always warm him up. I was blindly confident. After marriage. Except in bed. He never showed me any love. Always so cold and serious. 1 month ago. I plucked up the courage to file for divorce with him. He asked coldly why. I said I don't love you anymore. He slammed the door and left angrily. I do not understand. I kindly made room for his first love. What is he angry about? Later. His face no longer had the calmness and reserve he once had. He held my waist tightly. Nibble on my ear. Amy. I only love you. 4 years ago. With my ability, Jason. There is no need for any business marriage. Wife. Call me husband. I clenched the pregnancy test in my hand. With mixed feelings, I walked out of the hospital with my son. It's still early. I took my son Jack to a nearby mall to buy clothes. But I saw Jason, who never went shopping. He and his first love are choosing bags in a luxury store. When I was pregnant with Jack. I have an abnormally bad temper. I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant again. I'm particularly broken today. I wish I could beat this couple to death. As I was walking towards the store with my son, my best friend Emma pulled me back. I took Jack. You're going to show your true colors. Teach this pair of dogs a lesson. Emma picked up Jack. Coax him gently. I nodded. Stride towards high-end luxury stores. I am the only daughter in the family. All the love in one. She has a hot-tempered and unruly personality since she was a child. But in high school, I overheard that Jason likes gentle and considerate girls. Since then, I forced myself to change my personality, pretending to be a good girl for 10 years. I have been a good wife and mother for 4 years. Now, I won't pretend anymore. I strode towards Jason. It's a combination of punches against him. His first love, Kevin, was so scared that he screamed. Want to pull me. Don't dare to come near me. My stomach was cramping. Oops, my baby. I subconsciously touched my belly. Comforting her baby. Sorry. Mom forgot you. Thinking of baby. I just stopped. Jason frowned. What happened? You looked at me innocently. Jason, I want to divorce you. I gritted my teeth and yelled at him. Jason has never seen me like this before. Staring at me blankly. After all, I am always a sweet and obedient rabbit in front of him. Even the sound of speaking is restrained. Keep it as gentle as possible. Kevin heard the word divorce. My eyes are shining. She pretended to be kind and went forward to explain. Amy. You misunderstood the innocent relationship between Why and me. It's definitely not what you think. I smiled faintly. Shut up, Green Arrow. Kevin looked stunned. Jason's face also turned ugly. Kevin walked over to Jason, grabbing his arm. Eyes full of tenderness. Why? Please explain this to Amy. Jason shook her hand away calmly. Just about to speak. I interrupted him directly. I'm getting a divorce. What about the child? Jason frowned slightly. Show an unhappy expression. I'll come see him. I knew I couldn't get custody of Jack. Jason's family is the heaven of launching. Although our Amy family is also very rich. But compared to Jason's family, it's nothing. Jack and I. You don't want it anymore. Jason's eyes flashed with sadness. But it's only fleeting. Jackie want. Can you give me Jack? I really dare to. If you give me Jack. That couldn't be better. That means you don't want me anymore. Jason sneered. Self-deprecating. Jason. Don't act affectionate outside. Divorce early. You two should be together openly as soon as possible. Better give me Jack too. You want children. She will definitely give birth to you. I wish you a happy wedding in advance. Happily ever after. I said a lot of nonsense. Talking. Thinking of Jason and Kevin's happy future. My tears flowed uncontrollably. Why are you crying? I am the one who should be crying. Jason, come close to me. Raised my hand and wiped away my tears. I slapped his hand away. I don't mind him touching me. I secretly blame myself for not trying hard enough. I'm so useless for crying. Every day I play the role of a good little white rabbit. He really turned into a good little white rabbit. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. I turned and rushed out of the high-end store. Find Emma and Jack. I picked up Jack. Ready to go home and cry again. Jason chased after him. Seeing Emma in. He glanced at her with cold eyes. I walked in front holding Jack. Jason is following behind. Kevin also followed out. I can't get rid of them. Put Jack in Jason's hands. Jack. Mom went to stay with her godmother for 2 days. Are you and Dad together? I coaxed my son. Jason said coldly, not good. Jack glanced at me. I looked at Jason and Kevin again. Nod. Although my son is only 3 years old. But he got his high IQ from his father. High emotional intelligence comes from his grandmother. He was very clever since he was young. I don't have to worry about him being bullied by Jason these 2 days. Coaxed Jack. I pulled Emma. The two ran away. Jason held Jack and chased after him. Emma drove me. Driving to our exclusive villa. Moonview Villa. This villa was built when we were 20 years old. Bought with joint money. It's our secret base. We said it at the time. If I don't find true love in the future. Don't get married. Live together in this villa until old age. The car just drove out not long ago. My phone is ringing. At a glance. It's Jack calling from his phone watch. Answered the phone. Hands-free on. Jason's voice came from the other end of the phone. Go to Yuyujing Villa District. Ah. Why? I hold my child. You drive the car, it's Kevin's voice. I heard. The rage strikes again. These two are still stuck together. Lock you up, it's better to lock you up forever. You drive. Jack is not used to strangers. Jason's voice is always cold. I didn't hang up the phone. Keep listening. I'm sure. My son called on purpose. Silence for 10 seconds. Jason spoke again. Jack. What did Mom do today? Jack thought about it seriously. Replied, Mom was not feeling well this morning. Went to the hospital. I was shocked. My son, say what you should say and don't say what you shouldn't say. I have a hunch. The belly is pregnant with a girl. My child, I'm going to order it. Jason, please don't try to steal my daughter from me. Jack. Did the doctor tell me what happened to my mother? Jason asked. The doctor said. Keep Mom happy. No one can make my mother angry. Want Dad to love Mom forever. I want Dad to work less. Spend more time with Mom. I don't remember the doctor telling me this. By the way, the doctor asked me to guess. Is the baby in the mother's belly a brother or a sister? Baby Jason's voice is not right. As soon as Jack said this, Emma also looked at me with a confused look on her face. After a while, Jack hung up the phone. Emma's car speed slowed down. Asked Miss unhappily. You are pregnant again. I nodded weakly. Jason's. I turned to look at Emma. Guess with a wry smile. Guess P. It must be that bastard's. Emma is mad. She always thought I was the kind of irrational love brain. If you were really pregnant, wouldn't you have been taking measures? She still doesn't want to believe it. Staring at my belly. 1 month ago. His birthday. The one at home is gone. My aunt just left. I thought it was okay. Safe period. Too lazy to buy. Want to take medicine the next day. But Jack felt a little uncomfortable the next day. I take care of him. I forgot to buy medicine. Who would have thought that it would work in one try? Now I feel regret and joy. Anyway, our Amy family is big and powerful. It's okay to raise children. Ox. Jason's fertility is really strong. If I remember correctly. Jack was conceived a month after you two got married. Emma couldn't help but admire their fertility. I just got married at that time. We both don't know anything. I got pregnant without knowing it. My first time was with Jason. His first time was also for me. At first I didn't believe it was his first time. When we first. He can't get in. I'm afraid of pain. Crying and resisting. He dared not use force. That anxious, annoyed and helpless expression. I remember it now. She has completely lost her usual reserved and cold look. After marriage. As the number of contacts increases. We both gradually became proficient. Now it has reached a state of perfect fit. I quickly retracted my thoughts. Why think about these things? Emma was silent for a long time. Lightly said. I'm also surprised that you said Jason doesn't love you. But he did that a lot. My face turned red instantly. Jason did more than just. He is terribly strong. As long as my body can. He almost does it every day. Every time I can toss all night. The next day, I can still be like nothing happened. Went to work early. Poor me. My waist feels like it's going to break every time. I think his body is broken. But I don't want his body to fall. I want his heart. A heart that loves me. Think again. I responded to Emma's question with a little grievance. Maybe he just thinks of me as a tool to solve his needs. Our Amy is curvy. The waist is so thin. The body is soft and white and looks so good. It's really a bargain for Jason, that bastard, to have 4 years. You also gave Jason such a handsome boy, Jack. Emma became more and more angry. I lost myself in Emma's praise. Smile with your mouth pursed. But I thought that even 4 years couldn't warm up Jason. I'm in a bad mood again. Amy. The baby in your belly is ready to be born. Right? Emma understands me. I nodded. Good boy, I will raise him with you, and we will have a son and a daughter. What a bright future. Emma is already looking forward to the future. Emma. When you get married, you will have 2 children. I joked. Don't mention it, Frank can't be caught. He has someone in his heart. I wanted to be your sister-in-law. Emma chuckled. Can't hide the disappointment in my eyes. Frank is Jason's brother. The two are 2 years apart in age. As soon as the news of my marriage to Jason came out, Frank took over Jason's family's overseas business. Basically stay abroad. Only come back during the Chinese New Year. Even if I come back. Just stay for a few days and then leave. The 2 brothers are equally vigorous in doing things. All have brains and abilities. He likes Jack very much. Every time we meet, I bring Jack a lot of gifts. Emma has loved Frank for 12 years. I even went abroad to look for him. But Frank already has someone he likes. Keep rejecting Emma. Finally, Emma had to give up. Maybe Frank is too good. These years Emma has never looked down on other men. She felt she would die alone. After more than half an hour's journey, Emma and I returned to the villa. Along the way, Jack took a lot of selfies and sent them to me. I also took several photos with Jason. Thinking of Jason bringing Kevin to Yuyujing Villa. I'm doubly worried. I don't want to see this couple. Kevin is Jason and I's high school classmate. It is also Jason's first love. Jason is always cold to others. I don't want to approach girls. But he and Kevin are very close. The 2 often go out together. Even Jason would seriously tutor her after school. I'm so angry that my teeth itch. I don't want them to be alone in the classroom. I pulled the top student Emma to pretend to tutor me. Stay in the classroom and observe them. Jason taught me so carefully. Emma is very cooperative with me. To outsiders, it seems that we are just taking tutoring classes. Actually, we just put our heads together to discuss romance novels. Tutoring completed. It's getting late. Jason was so considerate that he asked his driver to take Kevin home. Emma and I are still curious. How does he go home? Unexpectedly, Jason came over. Take the initiative to talk to me, Amy. Can I take your car back? Okay, I didn't hesitate for a second. What a great opportunity to connect. The 3 of us live in the same villa complex. Emma saw my worthless smile. Shaking his head helplessly. She sat in the passenger seat very tactfully. Usually she and I sit in the back. On the road. None of the 3 spoke. As soon as Jason got in the car, I took out a book on economics from my school bag. I looked at it very carefully. A rare opportunity to be alone. I must show myself well. He reads. I also read books. But my school bag is empty. I thought of my book in the car. I found it in the back row. I found 3. Cool and Cool Man Loves Wildly. The overbearing president falls in love with me. Overbearing CEO forced love. See the title. I hurriedly hid the book. These books. Don't watch it. I glanced at Jason. He seemed to smile. Maybe I saw it wrong. To the Jason family. Jason said thank you politely. Just get off. Emma said I was useless. I didn't even know to chat with Jason along the way. I sighed. A face full of sadness. I'm afraid I'll be too enthusiastic. Scare him. After Jason took our car. Maybe because it's really convenient. After tutoring. I always take my car back home. It's just that the driver, Lao Zhang, is driving slower and slower. The journey was originally 20 minutes. He'll drive for an hour later. Of course I did this secretly. Tell Lao Zhang to open it as slowly as possible. This way I can spend more time with Jason. Jason doesn't care about the speed. Just concentrate on reading. Emma said I'm a love-brained person. She said she took the hour-long bus ride after school every day. It's driving her crazy. As for why I say, Kevin is Jason's first love. It was at the graduation party at the end of senior year. I turned down countless invitations to dance from guys. Because I want to wait for Jason. But Jason didn't show up. Emma is a top student and has outstanding looks. Very popular. She also keeps turning down dance invitations. I don't think Jason will show up tonight. Watching people around dancing in pairs. Emma and I don't want to be invited again. After deciding to dance together. Just leave the party. We hold hands. They danced in harmony. Not finished dancing yet. There was a sound of booing in my ears. I didn't stop dancing. Look over there. It's Jason and Kevin. Jason also looked at me. The two people's eyes met. I shyly turned my face away. What I never expected was Jason and Kevin actually danced a duet. This hit me hard. Jason really likes Kevin. Need to know. The classmates are spreading. Tonight, only two people who like each other will dance together. I don't believe Jason's good friends didn't tell him. When dancing, Jason's expression is as calm as usual. Kevin blushed and smiled shyly. From time to time, he gave me provocative looks. She seems to be showing off to me. Jason is mine. Kevin knows that I like Jason. Because once in the dance studio, she eavesdropped on my conversation with Emma. Emma and I danced gracefully. Left the party decisively. Emma knows I'm sad. She called some of her friends. We went to the river to drink together. It's my first time drinking. I got drunk quickly. Standing by the river, cursing Jason loudly. Then I cried. Listen to Emma. I cried beautifully and pitifully at that time. Full of brokenness. Emma will drink with me. After drinking, the two of them have reached the point where they don't recognize any relatives. Her two friends who don't drink. Just take care of us drunk guys. Then, by the river. It's just a coincidence. We met Jason's brother. Frank. He saw me drunk. A strange emotion flashed in his eyes. Later, he also sent Emma and I back home. Emma sat in the passenger seat. Frank and I sat in the back seat. I'm not a good boy when I'm drunk. Moving around in the back row. Frank was afraid I would mess up. Hug me. I looked at this face that looked like Jason. Biting and hitting Frank. Cursing non-stop. Frank didn't push me away. Just touched my head. Endure. Jason, you don't like me and you have no vision. Go and regret it. I am Frank. Frank even sounded a little aggrieved. Jason, I don't like you anymore. I said something angry. Feeling dizzy. Good, Amy. Don't like Jason anymore, you can like Frank. Frank speaks softly. What did he say next? But I didn't hear. Emma, who was sitting in the passenger seat, seemed to be awakened. Turning to look at me and Frank. Then he quickly lowered his head. That night, Frank took me home. Sent Emma home again. After this, I am worried. Decided to give up Jason. I didn't look for Jason for the whole summer. During the holidays, Emma and I went abroad for 2 months. Jason came to me several times during the process. He always asks me if I want the things I left at his house. I replied several times. Let him throw it. Just ignore him afterwards. No reply. Because the world outside is so interesting. Emma and I have fun every day. I don't have the heart to think about these love affairs anymore. When you return home after your vacation, I received several messages. 1. Jason and Kevin are not together. 2. Kevin did not do well in the college entrance examination. With the help of kind people, she went abroad to pursue her artistic dream. 3. Jason and I applied to the same university. This university was established specifically to train successors to various industries in Longcheng. I choose that. On the one hand, it is the choice of parents. On the other hand, it is close to home. I am a real mommy's girl. Emma also applied to this university. Because Frank is in school. I always avoid Jason. I no longer go to his house to play. Stay away from him. But I still secretly like Jason. My diary is full of my love for Jason. I am good at drawing. Since I started liking him, I couldn't help but draw him. One after another. In college. Friends around me are all talking about love. They asked me and Emma, two beautiful girls. Why not fall in love? Emma and I hug each other. She said jokingly. Because we two are a couple. I love my Amy the most. I also joked that I love my Emma the most. Jason walked by us. Looked at me. He quickly looked away with a gloomy face. Stride away. For years of university. I have very little contact with Jason. But I still like him madly. Because of being single. I have excellent conditions in all aspects. There are always pursuers around. I'm bored. I simply told those suitors that I don't like men, I like women. As soon as this was said. It really works. No one confessed anymore. I think I'm so smart. It's just that everyone looks at me and Emma weirdly. Emma also thinks I did the right thing. She also has trouble dealing with those suitors. It quickly became known that she and I might be a couple. No one bothers her anymore. We both enjoyed it. I know she has always liked Frank. She knows I've always liked Jason. After graduating from university, a capable heir takes over the family business. The incompetent heir will be responsible for business marriage. Emma is the eldest in the family. No one dared to let her go for a business marriage. My parents love me the most. Of course I am reluctant to go to a business marriage. But I know that Amy's family is getting more and more difficult. Every year is worse than the last. My parents were so worried that their hair turned gray. My dad told my mom. Now is not like before. Competition is growing. He just can't let go of the old employees who have been with him all the way. I overheard this. I thought about it. I can't like others. Jason will never like me. I'm not good at doing business. I can't help at home. Several companies around me have been revived because of business marriages. I'd rather go to a business marriage. Doing something for the family. Those young masters in Lancheng who have strong family backgrounds. They have all offered me an olive branch. I decided to pick one of them. Just pick one that's not ugly. I am obsessed with appearance. Too ugly to accept. My parents didn't agree at first. I chased them and talked for a long time. They reluctantly agreed. And repeatedly reminded me. I must find one among those young men that I really like. I am among many marriage partners. I picked one that looked pretty good. The day we met. I dressed up carefully. Wearing a slim and sexy skirt. This person is very good in all aspects. I don't want to pick anymore. What I didn't expect was. The person sitting opposite is Jason. Jason told me. That person is his friend. His friend already has someone in his heart. Let him take the place of this marriage. I stood there. I don't know how to start. Jason said. He just happened to need a marriage partner. He also said that he didn't want to marry someone he didn't know well. Let me consider marrying him. Then he talked about a lot of benefits of marrying him. I'm totally moved. I didn't hear about the benefits. I knew Jason would be my husband from now on. I feel like I'm dreaming. Suppress the joy in your heart. Jason readily agreed. Jason's face showed no emotion. Just say lightly. I work with efficiency. Once a decision is made, it will not be changed. I am busy. So you can go home and get your information now. Shall we go get the certificate today? I nodded stupidly. Jason took my hand and walked into my house. My parents' expressions are more complicated than mine. My mother pulled me into the room. I told Jason that my blind date had someone he liked. I told my mom about my marriage with Jason. My mother's face was full of surprise. Muttering that the Jason family wanted to form an alliance and they actually chose our family. I didn't hear what my mother said. I'm in a hurry to find my household registration book. Afraid Jason would run away. I also changed my clothes. Used to match Jason's clothes. Because I need to take a photo to get the license. Finish your makeup. I have the information. Pulling Jason, he left home in a hurry. My mom and dad were left with a smile on their faces. Jason drove the car directly to the Civil Affairs Bureau. I spoke weakly. Jason. Where is your information? Jason pointed to the document bag in the back row. I can't help but sigh that it's really efficient. Carry everything with you. Before receiving the certificate, Jason said to me seriously. I will only have one wife, Jason. And I will never get divorced. The staff of the Civil Affairs Bureau all cast envious glances at me. At that time, I secretly decided that I must make Jason fall in love with me. Jason and I got engaged and married successfully. Complete the entire procedure. I felt like I was dreaming the whole time. Emma said I got what I wanted. And her Frank has been with me since Jason and I got engaged. Went abroad. I encouraged her to pursue abroad. She is always free and easy. Dare to love and hate. Booked a flight for the day. On my wedding night with Frank. I thought he would sleep in a separate bed from me. But at midnight. He still has no intention of leaving. He took a bath on his own. Then stare at me. I took my time taking a shower. He's already in bed. Seeing me at a loss. He got up and carried me to the bed. Asked me Amy gently in my ear. May I? Of course I know what to do on wedding night. Nodded slightly. Who would have thought he wouldn't? Good at cooking and fun. Jason. How arrogant and reserved you are usually. How evil and unbridled the moment of love is. Each action. Almost broke me. I found that I was not feeling well. He stroked my brows that were furrowed in pain. Slowed down the action. My wife has a hoarse voice. I'll be lighter. His wife. Just made me cry out loud. He bent down and kissed away the tears from my eyes. Coaxed me softly. Just the next day. He turned back into the cool, arrogant guy. Later. As the number of contacts increases. He is becoming more and more skilled. More and more professional. He likes my body. I can feel it. I am also satisfied with his body. I've never been in his heart. I withdraw my thoughts in annoyance. Fingers pinched my palm. What's on my mind? Why did you think about his health when you were angry? After a while. Jason hugged Jack. I brought Kevin here. I told Emma not to open the door. 2 hours have passed. I still don't see them. Jack also clamored to go home. Jason sent me a message, Amy. Don't even think about divorce. I'll give you 2 days to calm down. I'll talk to you again. I took my son back first. Then he left with Jack and Kevin in his arms. Emma read the message. Sigh. Shakes his head. Why doesn't he get a divorce? Is there really something going on between him and Kevin? It's not obvious enough. They were almost sticking together. I'm so angry that I have a headache. Do you have any other evidence, such as photos of you catching them cheating in bed, that would be helpful to your divorce? I shook my head. Then why did you decide to divorce? Emma has been observing Jason for 4 years. There are many eyeliners. I haven't found anything wrong with him yet. I calm myself down. Take out your phone. Log into social software. Opened Kevin's account. See for yourself. Emma took the phone. Looked carefully. Dynamic 1, I can work overtime with the person I like every day. Super happy. With a photo. A big hand with distinct joints. The man is wearing a Patek Philippe watch that I gave him. Dynamic 2, he ordered me coffee. Even after so many years. He still remembers my taste. The picture shows a cup of coffee and a man's silver-rimmed glasses. I bought these glasses too. Dynamic 3, going on a business trip with him. He took me around. The picture shows a man's back. This straight and slender back. How could I not recognize all the clothes on my body? I bought them all. There are many more like this. It seems like a young couple recording their love experience. No face is shown in every photo. After Emma finished reading all. Roaring and cursing loudly. I was more excited than I was at that time. You have to leave. Emma is mad. I also know that the kind person who sponsored Kevin to go abroad was Jason. Kevin's artistic talent is average. I can't make it abroad. 3 months ago. She returned to her country and joined Jason. She's a straw bag. I actually became Jason's special assistant. Every day, 2 people go out together. So sweet. After she became a special assistant, Jason gave me various gifts. I can see it in her circle of friends in advance. Jason is getting busier. The only constant. It's his lust. Still the same as always, every day. I doubt whether Kevin can satisfy him. Later. I am becoming less and less compatible with him. Start pretending to sleep. Unwilling. Resisting his touch. He always manages to coax me into obedience. Let him do whatever he wants. I'm such a waste. My thoughts go back to Jason's birthday. He came home late. I threw the cake and the gift into the trash can out of anger. As soon as he came back. The body is attached. I pushed him away. asking for a divorce directly. He asked coldly why. I said I don't love you anymore. He slammed the door and left angrily. I just don't understand. I kindly made room for his first love. What is he angry about? I thought he was out. When I went to the living room to drink water, I saw him take out the gift I threw in the trash can. A person sitting at the dining table, eating the cake that was just thrown into the trash. I frowned. Watch him eat a 6-inch cake. Finish the cake. He got up and carried me into the bathroom. He wants me to take a bath with him. Of course I don't agree. But he tempted me with his beauty and body. I'm stuck again. Lust makes one lose one's mind. Now think about it. I should have been more resolute that day. Thinking about. I turned on the surveillance on my phone. See if Jack is home. I didn't expect to see Kevin at my house. I was so angry that I almost fainted. Turn off your phone. Go straight to bed. Wake up. It's past 9 in the evening. I turned on the surveillance camera in Jack's room. See Jason lying on Jack's bed. Holding Jack. Telling a story. The father and son had a great time. Played for a while. Jack started to ask for his mother. Although Jack has a special aunt to take care of him when he sleeps at night. But every night I kiss him goodnight. Jason coaxed Jack, let's video call mom, okay? Jack nodded. Soon my phone rang. For Jack. I still took it. Mother. My father and I are very obedient at home. That aunt insisted on following us. She refused to leave. Dad chased her away. Jack blinked his big eyes. I don't care about Jason and Kevin. When I didn't hear. Chatting with Jack about other things. We chatted for half an hour. Mother. Do you want to talk to Dad? Don't want. I don't want to talk to him. Jack glanced at Jason. Jason held Jack and sat him on his lap. I saw that he didn't look very good. Mother. I miss you so much. Dad misses you too. Come back soon. My big son, your dad misses me. I comforted Jack. Hang up the phone. I saw from the surveillance. Jack fell asleep nicely. Jason left Jack's room not long ago. I came back in my pajamas. He took his phone and started typing. My first reaction was that he must have been mean today, Kevin. Sending her a message. Unexpectedly. He sent it to me. Jason, you are pregnant now. I'm not with you. Take good care of yourself. I sleep with Jack at night. I replied to him arrogantly with 3 words, it has nothing to do with you. Jason sees the message. I actually laughed. How can he laugh? Not long. He sent another message. Jason's wife. What Jack said is true. He misses you. I miss you as well. I miss you more than Jack. Also sent a crying puppy emoji. Jason would call me wife over and over again in my ear except when he was in arousal. Other times. He didn't shout at all. I don't understand what Jason is thinking today. Is he afraid that the divorce will affect his company? Or maybe he's afraid that I'll share his property. I turned off my phone. Too lazy to pay attention to him. I'm hungry. Get up and eat. A baby who cannot go hungry. Emma saw that I woke up. She brought out the nutritious dishes and soup she had prepared. Come and try my chef Emma's cooking. I tried it. Not bad. The two of them were well fed and well drunk. Lying on the sofa watching a movie. The doorbell rang suddenly. Who is it late at night? It's me, Jason. I sat up straight on the sofa in shock. Shouldn't he be at home sleeping with Jack? We two are not going to open the door. If you can't open the door, I'll force my way in. Jason is angry. My first reaction was my entrance door. It's expensive. Emma glanced at me. Saying I'm here. See what tricks he can play. I nodded. She opened the door. Jason strode towards me sitting on the sofa. He reached out and picked me up. Sit down. He held me and sat me on his lap. One hand around my waist. The other hand covered my lower abdomen. I'm struggling. Don't move, don't hurt the baby. Jason rubbed my belly. For the baby. I stopped moving instantly. Let him hold. The atmosphere was awkward. Emma is straightforward. Be the first to speak. Jason. I don't know why you do all this again. Our Amy will never forgive the cheating rotten cucumber. I am a cheating rotten cucumber. Jason looks confused. You and Kevin. Do I need to produce evidence? Emma has become my spokesperson. What's going on between me and Kevin? You still don't admit that I'm angry too. Are you talking about what happened at the mall today? I nodded. It's unfair. It was the client's wife who specifically asked Kevin to buy 2 bags of that brand. To match her clothes. I went because I saw that your mobile page just stopped at a bag of this brand the day before yesterday. I see you look unhappy recently. I want to buy a bag to make you happy. I swear Jason's innocence is visible to the naked eye. Emma and I looked at each other. I don't know what to say. Emma took out my phone. Show Jason Kevin's updates again. Jason looked at it carefully. His face is getting darker. Fuck. Why did she make up stories and secretly take so many photos of me? Jason is angry. He took out his cell phone. Open Kevin's profile picture. Her dynamics are empty. Damn, she deliberately made it visible only to you. Jason gave me his phone. Emma also opens this software. Find Kevin's account. It's also empty. I'm confused. What the hell has been played on you? I hold Jason's phone. Started checking his phone. Trying to find some clues. So many years. This is the first time I've seen his phone. Jason is calm. I look through it at random. Emma also came over to watch. His phone lock screen and various background images are all photos of our family of 3. Contacts normal. The note I received was from my wife. Open social software. My note is still my wife. He and Kevin's chat records are all. Kevin always finds him with excuses. He only answers questions about work. I saw a lot of long voice messages. He didn't open it. Let her type. I looked at my chat history with him. He responded to every word. Although there are few words in reply. My 60-second voice strips. He's heard it all. They all replied to me. His chronicles. Remember our wedding anniversary. My birthday. Jack's birthday. My parents' birthday. His parents' birthday. And my menstrual date. No wonder he knows exactly when my period will come. I opened his photo album again. There are photos of our family inside. And all the pictures he secretly took of me and Jack. He took a pretty good picture of me. Can't check further. He is a good husband and a good father. I'm confused. Emma was also confused. Amy. Let's make it clear today why we want to get a divorce. I also have some questions for you too. Jason felt very wronged. Or. Tell me what you want to ask us first. My mind is confused now. Okay, I'll ask you too whether I'm a homosexual or not. Jason's eyes were red. Looks aggrieved. Emma and I were stunned. Don't think I don't know. I know all. Jason, hold me. Bury your face in my neck. My invincible steel straight woman Amy is also. Emma knows that there have been rumors that she and I are a couple. Jason held me. Without raising your head. Keep talking. You guys have been together since childhood. Go out in pairs. To get along with you more. Talk more. 20 minutes drive from school. You stayed in the car for an hour. Stop me and retort. I want to stay with you for a while. That's why I asked Uncle Zhang to drive slower. Frank raised his head. Looked at me in disbelief. The high school graduation party. This is a duet dance that only couples dance. You two went up and danced, do you know what it means? When it comes to this, I get angry. You dare to say that to me? I waited for you but didn't get to see you. Emma and I have been invited. The two of them just wanted to dance and then leave the party. You know what it means. You also danced with Kevin. Kevin confessed his love to me that day. I refused. I told her. I only like Amy, she cried for a long time. Just went to the party with me. You and Emma were already dancing at that time. She asked me to dance with her once. Don't miss me anymore. Study art abroad. She begs you. You jump and she asks you to marry her. Are you going to marry her? I asked. Kevin's father is our family's driver. My dad offended someone in business. Being retaliated. Kevin's dad died while blocking the knife for my dad. My parents asked me to pay more attention to Kevin. Like a sister. I was stunned by this information. That time she asked me to dance with her. It was also the first time she asked me. I just thought I was just dancing. I agreed. If I had known you would be angry about this for so many years. I'd rather die than dance with her. Emma laughed beside. Then you know she likes you. You still keep her by your side as a special assistant. Don't you know how to avoid suspicion? I found another breakthrough. I refused at first. She asked my parents. My parents arranged this. Then she assured me that she no longer liked me. And she said she has a boyfriend. Reassure me. He also said that once he felt that her motives were wrong, you can let her go immediately. She seemed to be avoiding me. I didn't expect that they would play these tricks behind the scenes. I opened her tonight. Jason took the phone from me. Sent a message to the company management group. Kevin directed and acted in. Destroy other people's happy marriages. Immediate dismissal. Never hire. And kicked Kevin out of the group. He is always efficient. Okay, I have a few more questions for you. Jason has taken over. You ask. When I was in college. On the playground. I heard you two call each other your favorite. Emma and I said in unison, it's just a joke. Your pregnancy checkup. I'll go with you every time. You always say no. Say Emma is with you. After giving birth to Jack. You and Emma told each other that your child was born and you said Jack looked like Emma. Jason's pouting look is so cute. I just said it casually. I don't want you to accompany me for the prenatal checkup. I know you are busy with work. I don't want you to think I'm too delicate. I know you like good ones. Obedient and independent. Who told you I like good guys? Jason, who is obedient and independent, doesn't even know he likes this. In high school, you and your friends discuss what kind of girls you like. A friend of yours said he likes good girls. Obedient and independent. You said you too. I heard it clearly. I just said it casually to please them. I like Amy. I like all kinds of Amy. Wife. The way you hit me in anger. I like them all. Jason held my face. Kissed me on the forehead. You like me, you are so cold to me except in bed. You usually talk to me in just a few words. I don't believe it at all. You said you like cool and serious people. Every time I talk to you. Count them in your heart. Said a few words. The books you read are all about overbearing and cool CEOs. When did I say I like people who are cool and serious? I have no recollection of it. Personal introduction for the first semester. Your mate selection criteria. I wrote this kind of domineering CEO article that I just liked at the time. I remember. Emma coughed lightly and said, you two can talk slowly. I'm full of dog food, I'm going to sleep first. Remember to close the door when you leave. Emma smiled secretly and went to the second floor. As soon as Emma left, Jason's kisses started coming one after another. I was kissed by him and felt numb all over. My mind went blank. The living room surveillance camera made a sound. Jason. You take it. Amy is still pregnant. It's Emma's voice. Jason, let me go. Caressing my belly. Hold me in your arms. When did you fall in love with me? I thought about it. I answered that my 16th birthday party. You also participated. I fell in love with you right away. I thought you were the most handsome in the room. Ha! 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 So it was love at first sight. I should have confessed to you right away. Didn't want to participate. My brother dragged me along and I noticed you at first sight in the crowd. Remember your name? Amy. I always look at you when I tutor Kevin. You and Emma are not discussing the topic at all, but chatting. I smiled awkwardly. I didn't want you to be alone with Kevin, so I forced Emma to accompany me. Stupid, you and I can't read a single word of the book we're reading in the car. I wish I had a mouth sooner. Jason rubbed my head and held my waist tightly. Nibble on my ear. Amy. I only love you. 4 years ago. With my ability, Jason. There is no need for any business marriage. Wife. Call me husband. I called my husband Jason softly and his excitement was visibly evident. Took me home quickly. At night, he hugged me and called me wife all night and kept asking me to call him husband. I miss the reserved and cool Jason. The next day. As soon as Jack woke up, he came to Jason and I's room and crawled under the covers to sleep between us. Dad, don't you praise me? Jack held his head high. A proud look. Thanks to my baby son. What's going on? I think it's a bit strange. Jason smiled and said that I was going to lie down last night. I fell asleep hugging Jack. Jack said I was so carefree. I was still thinking about sleeping when my wife hadn't come back. Let me go find you and explain it clearly. But in high school, I overheard that Jason likes gentle and considerate girls. Too since then. Jason is like a different person. The same thing, he talks a lot and is very clingy. He hangs around me and Jack every day. He also accompanied me throughout the prenatal checkup. 8 months later. I gave birth to my daughter Jane successfully. My daughter's full moon party. A familiar-looking man patted Jason on the shoulder and said with a wry smile. If I hadn't been so proud that night. I should be the one with both sons and daughters. Jason covered his mouth. Let him stop talking. I pulled Jason's hand away. Let him continue. I was the marriage partner you chose from the beginning. The night before the blind date. Jason and I got drunk. I said proudly that I would meet you tomorrow to confirm the marriage. Jason didn't show any. He also enthusiastically took me to his house to sleep. The next day, I sobered up. I found him locking me in the room. A few hours later he came back and showed me his marriage certificate with you. But he made up for me. It also gave me a lot of benefits. Jason smiled awkwardly. Hold me gently. Everyone present laughed. Jack also laughed. Luckily my dad is cunning enough. I chuckled and snuggled in Jason's arms. The two held hands tightly. Emma walked to Frank in the corner. The person beside him smiled and whispered, "You still can't let go of Amy?" Frank's eyes flashed with panic. Look at her suspiciously. Emma smiled. I wasn't drunk that day. I heard you tell Amy that you could like Frank. Because Frank likes you too. Frank's lips curled up slightly. I said calmly that this was the end and it would be rude if I didn't let it go. Emma's eyes lit up. Why don't you take a look at me, who is beautiful, kind-hearted and has a good temperament? The two smiled at each other.